At Smash Summit 14, Axe would bring out his Fox against Hungrybox for a complete set, narrowly losing in a Game 5 scenario at the end. What was interesting about the set though is Axe's use of down throw versus Puff. How his usage seemed to bewilder the commentators and had them questioning if this was a real thing or not.
Honestly, props to Axe.
We got careful.
Nice. I was going to say props to Axe for the tempo change here. Like he's really kept up. Oh my god. Oh my god.
That's the question I'm going to answer today in this video. Can Fox really reaction tech chase Jigglypuff with down throw? So first off, the interesting thing is that Fox can't theoretically tech chase Puff on reaction from what I've tested. That doesn't mean it's completely useless, however. Let me explain a few things first. According to Pipsqueak's video on reaction tech chasing, you can react in 17 frames, 15 frames for the reaction, while the other 2 frames account for monitor lag. That means you want to begin your grab on frame 17 in most cases. This is important to note so we're on the same page about reaction time. Puff's forward and backward tech rolls are really only differentiable frame 7, while neutral tech is as early as frame 2, though from what I understand, you won't really be reacting to it until frame 3. The problem arises when you can't really make out the stimuli required to react. In this case, it's the lasers of Fox's down throw that obscure Puff's animation. This would probably be fine in most cases, since Puff's rolls are pretty easy to react to otherwise, so you could hard focus on covering tech in place. The other problem though is the fact that Puff can DI the down throw. This makes neutral tech especially difficult to cover on reaction, as Puff can mix up DI behind and regular. The leniency of covering the behind DI is incredibly tight. If we're assuming you can even react from the 3rd frame of Puff's animation, you'd also need to spot the slight difference in Puff's position at the same time. If you manage to do all of that, you would still be required to input your grab within the next 15 frames, including the turnaround. If you're even a frame late, the Puff can get a spot dodge out in time. In my opinion, this makes the option as a true reaction tech chase unviable. However, as I said before, that doesn't deem it completely useless. I believe there's viability in being a mix-up throw. What I mean by this is, it's difficult for the Puff player to account for both down throw and up throw counterplay at the same time. To even perform the behind DI neutral tech counterplay I mentioned, you have to be pretty specific, so I'm sure you wouldn't be able to option select this. Some of the other caveats I forgot to mention. Since Fox's down throw can be DI'd, there's quite a bit of distance and mix-ups you can create on her landing. Puff's front facing gap attack actually does 14%, which makes it kind of less enticing to go for the crouch tech chase every time. Punishing no tech can also be quite difficult. Jabbing can be countered by holding up and could lead to rest. Up tilt can be ASDI down into a grab and potentially rest. So now, let's take a look at this in an actual match and go through each scenario where Axe manages to get a down throw in a set. So Axe down throws Hbox, he does the behind DI here. Axe crouch tech chases him successfully. He does another down throw, to which Hbox does DI behind and tech away. He gets the tech chase again, and actually goes for up throw and gets a neat little back air. The interesting thing about this one is Axe tries to cover multiple options by jabbing behind him and then shining, but Hbox could have punished this by spot dodging. This one was pretty cool because Hbox actually managed to get some slide off here and goes for an instant back air, but Axe is actually able to beat it out with an F tilt. Axe actually manages to get a solid punish here, but Hbox definitely could have implemented some counterplay in certain situations. Like for example, when he up tilts here, he could have implemented the up tilt counterplay and not taken so much damage. You can definitely see situations here where Hbox could have instant tech and punished Axe for crouching. I think it's also cool that Axe opts for the up throw here, just to mix up the tech chasing, even though Hbox does get the SDI. Again, this is another situation where Hbox could have implemented the instant tech and punished Axe instead of being punished himself, but still a good tech chase by Axe. This is pretty similar to one of the previous situations, but Hbox should definitely be either holding down or up here. This one was cool because Axe covered multiple options here, and was probably prepared to cover absolutely everything, even if Hbox decided to regular gap in place or roll away. And finally, the most practical looking tech chase of the entire set in my opinion, X manages to crouch since Hbox is doing nothing here, and eventually he bites with a gap attack, only doing 8% because of the way Puff's facing, and actually managed to get an up throw upper off it. So well played there. So I think that about wraps up this video. I hope you enjoyed and learned a bit about the down throw tech chase versus Puff. Feel free to correct me on any misinformation in the comments, as I could have made mistakes here and there. I really appreciate you watching if you've made it this far. I would also appreciate it if you could leave any kind of support if you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you'd like to see more like this. Until next time.